a little art adventure for the family. If you are looking for an art museum experience, maybe without the art museum price, load up the kids or the grandkids and visit the Murals of Salt Lake City. This is a really cool project. Utah Art Alliance teamed up with Visit Salt Lake on the largest county-wide mural project to date. It's right here, with each mural providing a unique perspective, style, and design. To talk us through the must-see murals for you and your family, I'm joined by Director of Media and Communications of Visit Salt Lake, Ryan Mack, in studio. Nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This is a cool project, a year in the making, right?
Yep, about a year in the making. So 9 of the 10 murals are now done. The 10th will be done by the end of the year.
Fantastic. And this mural tour, I understand, is just one piece of sort of a rebranding for Salt Lake City. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, about a year ago, we went through a full rebranding process, and it was the first in 40 years, so we're really excited about that for Salt Lake. And part of our research told us that perceptions of Salt Lake City lag way behind the reality of what we actually have to offer here. So part of the idea behind this mural tour was to showcase our fresh, modern, vibrant city and highlight some of our local artists. And you'll see in each of the pieces, it incorporates a piece of our salt crystal or some of our brand colors, but still staying true to the artist styles as well.
Nice, and there's no better way to communicate a vibe or a culture than through art.
Definitely.
What's the value as you see it from a public art experience like these murals we're about to walk through?
Yeah, I think it's in the name itself. It's public. Everyone gets to enjoy these pieces. It's not a pay-to-play situation like a museum or a gallery.
Yeah.
Also, it's great for business. These murals attract people to different neighborhoods.
Sure.
Kind of draw them in, and then they'll be more likely to go spend some money at a business or visit surrounding businesses.
Let's take a tour. The first mural you encourage us to see is at the Center for Science Education.
Yeah, that's right. It's in Rose Park, and I was speaking with the artist Jorge Arellano, and he said this has kind of turned into a cool hangout for the kids that attend that school, so that's great to hear.
Yeah, they're proud of what's on that wall.
Definitely.
Oh, that's amazing. The color and the detail as you get up close. Very, very cool. Okay, what's happening in Central City, Ryan?
Central City, this was created by Jimmy Toro. It's a large scale piece. Oh, this is the ninth rather. This is created by Chris Peterson. It's called Queen Ursa, and it's on the side of Hip and Humble. I love the grizzly bear there with the little headpiece on there. So that's a great place to start the tour. You know, there's a ton of businesses, local restaurants there.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite pieces.
Look at the color explosion. I mean, that bear has some frosting.
And you can see that salt crystal behind it,
there
which is our new logo.
Okay, that symbol, that shape. I see what you're saying now. That's in a rainbow kind of faded in the background.
Exactly.
Presence. All right, the Expo Center has a cool something to look at.
Yes, this was created by Traci, Covey, who I'm sure you'll be speaking with in a minute.
Good, we're excited too.
Yeah, this is on the Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy. I love Traci's style, super unique style, and we're really lucky to have her on this project.
Rad. Look at the shapes and the placement of each individual picture coming together. Intricate, to make a really big overall impression. And it extends beyond just Salt Lake City itself. Magna has a cool art piece to look at.
Yep, it's all across Salt Lake County. So this is on the site of the Copper Mine Saloon, which is just on their awesome little main street in Magna. I love the cutthroat, the bison, and the mountain backdrop on this. And this was created by local artist Miriam Gutierrez.
Look at, again, I'm no artist myself, but it almost appears like it's shaded. I'm sure that's just intricate little dots and speckles, but that is amazing when it comes together for that big effect.
Absolutely.
All right, it stretches up to Brighton. Take us there.
Yep, up at the Brighton Resort. This was created by Matt Monsoon, and if you've ever been up the Big Cottonwood Canyon before, you know that the Ravens are kind of like local celebrities up there.
They're the mascots?
Yeah, they're sort of the mascots, so I love that he incorporated that into his design. You can see our brand colors in there as well. That's a great place to go up, see the mural, go for a hike, grab a bite to eat too.
Nice, and some of these, this one seems it's kind of around a corner, like a little peekaboo. Some are more prominent, others kind of a happy surprise when you round a corner and look up.
Exactly.
Very cool. All right, take us down to Southtown Mall. What can we see there?
Southtown Mall, this is by Josh Scheuerman, who we'll also be speaking to shortly. We're really lucky to have Josh on this project, one of the most well-known, well-respected artists in Salt Lake, so he did a great job on that.
I have no idea how someone would paint suspended that high on a ladder or a, I don't know what. But
super talented.
Wowzer, and look at the vibrancy of those reds next to the peaches. What a cool palette. What a cool palette. All right, Caputo's Market has something to look at.
Yes, this was created by Jerry Swanson. He has a bunch of pieces down in downtown as well. I think he did a great job of incorporating not only the new Visit Salt Lake brand, but the Caputo's brand. You see that little crown up there. So he kind of mixed the two. That's a great one up at the 15th and 15th Caputo's location.
So did business owners have a chance to work with the artists and create something that was custom to their brand too?
Absolutely. So they can incorporate not only our brand, but something that's unique to that neighborhood or that business.
Again, back to the purpose of reflecting the vibe, right? And the style of that particular area. Let's round out our tour with West Valley City. What's happening
West
there?
Valley City. This is another very large-scale mural. This was created by Bill Lewis. It's on the Valley Fair Mall.
Okay.
We love this one. This is one of my favorite pieces for sure.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, her eyes.
Yep.
How beautiful. And a lot you can take in, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
and internalize from the shading and the coloring
Oh,
of
yeah.
that. Very rad. Oh, thank you so much for the tour. You mentioned a couple of the artists are here. We'll get to hear a little bit more about the process behind some of these pieces later. So something to celebrate. So exciting to know that these art experiences are just waiting for us right here in our own backyard. Is there a website where we can see kind of the detailed list?
Yep, you can head over to visitsaltlake.com and click under the Things to Do tab, and that's where you'll find the homepage for the mural tour.
Well, great job to you and your team.
Thank
and of course, these wonderful artists too. Thanks for giving us the heads up,
Thanks.
Brian. A fun family tour that you can take. And as I mentioned, our mural tour around Salt Lake isn't over yet. Later on, those two muralists will join me. I can't wait to hear how they approached a project of this scale and impact. We'll ask about the inspiration behind their work, and if you're not sure you're doing the art museum right, these artists will tell us how we can get the most out of our art experience.
Part of the idea behind this mural tour was to showcase our fresh, modern, vibrant city.
That was from earlier in the show today when we told you about the must-see murals of Salt Lake. It's like an art museum around town. We are pulling in two of the muralists, Scheuerman and Traci Covey, for guidance on how to appreciate this public art. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna fall all over myself trying to compliment your talent. It's so amazing to see what you were able to do on such a large scale. Traci, where did your passion from art originate?
Oh my gosh, well, I've been an artist since I was a little girl.
Really?
Just loved to draw and color, and it started really there. And then when I went to college, I loved to use my creativity to solve communication problems, to really convey ideas and concepts visually through art.
So when people look at your mural, yours is on the Mountain America Expo Center.
Yes, yeah.
It's a combination of like geometric shapes, a few pictures in pictures, a pretty kind of pastel palette. What do you hope people take away?
Well, the idea behind that mural is culture and nature. So what inspires me about living in the Salt Lake Valley is really all the beautiful outdoors, being surrounded by mountains, all the outdoor activities that we can do, just nature, and also all the wonderful world-class cultural things we have here, the symphony, the opera, concerts, restaurants.
There's more here than we get credit for.
Oh, I know, we have so much fun here.
Josh, what was the inspiration behind your mural at Southtown Mall?
I named mine Renewed Spring, and I think living in Utah my whole life, every winter, we love the winter, I love the winter.
Yeah.
I like to go to the mountains and experience them, but every spring, I really like to see the nature come back out. And the renewed spring of, you know, a new year, new opportunities, and just to reconnect with the nature.
I love it. I love the colors you use. That poppy red next to the peach is just so pretty to look at. And I love that you said you like winter. I'm sorry, you like winter?
I love we have 4 seasons.
Good, let's embrace it. In the short couple of minutes we have left, I would love to know from both of you, sometimes there's this pressure from non-artists, right? As we look at pieces and we can appreciate the color palette and maybe the simplicity of the shapes, but are we doing it right? How can we take an art moment like these beautiful murals that are sprinkled around our city and internalize the messaging or really feel what the art can mean? Can you give us some advice on how to be more arty, I guess? What would you say?
Well, I think just looking at any art, just come in with a sense of adventure and curiosity, and just really with an open mind and playfulness. You know, you might not understand exactly what's going on, but I think if you have that open mind to just experience the beauty of it, and it enriches your life whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? So I think it's not always about do I like that or don't I like it. It's just let it wash over you and enrich your life.
I like that. Curiosity can lead us to where we want to go. What would you say?
I would say interact with the art, meaning there's a lot of art. We have a Contemporary Museum, UMOCA, and the Fine Art Museum, which is fantastic institutions for great world-renowned art. But I really like the opportunity of public art because, like Ryan said, that's free and accessible. Yeah. You can enjoy it without having to go to a museum or pay to get to a museum, and I think the accessibility I like of public art, that anyone can access it anytime they want.
I had a friend who is very more artistic than I am, much more artistic than I am, and she once said when art surrounds us, we're happier. And I find that to be particularly true as we look at what now envelops Salt Lake and the color and the shapes and the beautiful art that you've given us. So thank you so much. How did you get up so high? How did you paint so high?
Lift. And
Lift.
They come in 40, 60, 80, or 100 feet.
You learned that.
Yes.
And it took how long to complete?
You'd get terrified. Oh, that took about 2 weeks to complete.
2 weeks. What about you? What was your timeline?
Yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well,
Yeah,
thank you for the gift you've
Yeah.
given our city and for giving us insight into what it took to create it. We appreciate both of you.
Yeah,
for having
thank
us.
you.